I'm Delson. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to drive manual in your Mazdaspeed 3 or 6. So I learned in this thing just 2 months ago. So all the tips and tricks, everything I found useful is fresh in my mind to tell you guys. And yeah, I of course teach you later how to do hill starts and how to bang gears, because I'm basically a human DSG at this point. I also teach you something highly underrated, which is how to drive smooth, right? Literally every single girl I've had in this car, and don't get excited, it's like 3 or 4, and one of them's from and friends and whatever. Bruh. Have said the exact same thing. A, loud. B, uncomfortable. And most of that down to is the way I change gears, because I do it to make the car sound cool, not exactly for passenger comfort. But yeah, this was actually a subscriber requested video. A couple of you guys wanted to see it, and here we are. So let's go. First thing I want to talk about is that most people seem to think that this manual is very hard to drive, and I can back you up. It is a hard manual to drive. The first manual I learned to drive in was a Honda Integro. I didn't stall for the first half an hour until I had to do a 3-point turn on a busy road with in front of a whole bunch of cars. Stalled it, couldn't find the key to start it. My friend passed me a screwdriver. I'm like, anyways, yeah. If you know the proper techniques, which I'm going to teach you, and everything I found helpful, you'll be 100% fine. You can easily learn how to drive in this, don't worry. First thing I want to get you to do is to just get in your car and get a feel for everything. I want you to hop in and just, get used to the clutch. Just take, some time. It is heavier than most clutches, right? It also has a lot more feel, which I think is personally quite good, because you can feel, this first part, quite light. And once you go past that, it's quite a bit heavier. So you can feel the bite point, which is very important. After that, I want you to just practice, going in the different gears. So it's very easy, Second, the only thing I would teach you is how to go into third. All I want you to do is, as Robert taught me, cup the shifter like this and just push it up. It will find the way. You don't need to try and, go this, push it sideways in shift gear. It will find its own path into third, okay? To in reverse, push down the shifter all the way that way and up. That's reverse. And now the next thing after that, it's got to be getting started driving manual. So I'm gonna take my Jan Duels off, bruh. Hop in the car. Mind the bare feet, right? It's a start the car up. Okay. Yeah, she JDM as hell, boys. The first step to getting started is to apply a little bit of gas, right? Just like this. Step 2 is going to be taking out the clutch. Now, I want you to take it out very slowly, okay? And here's the problem that I had when I first learned to drive this thing. With the Honda, all I could do is I would just slowly take it off until the clutch was all the way out. Don't do that. That's where I was having problems. What I want you to do is obviously a bit of gas, go out of the clutch, you'll feel the car start to roll forward at one point. And at that point, hold the clutch there. Stop moving it, apply a bit more gas, right? You want to wait until the RPM start increasing naturally. So mind the impression, but your car's got to go like, so I'm going to show you when you should start taking off the clutch, right? So you've got to do it when the RPM start building. So I'll put a thing over the screen when to take the clutch out. Show you what it looks like in the car. I want you to look at what my feet is doing on the clutch and listen to the engine, okay? So what we're going to do, bit of gas, lift out the clutch. The car's rolling, I'm holding it, adding more gas. Now the RPMs are raising, so I'll take the foot off the clutch. That's it. Let me do it again for you guys. Bit of gas, off the clutch, the car's rolling, I'm holding it, RPMs are raising, foot off the clutch, that's it. You Trust me, practice and it'll be all good. The next part is changing gears. Now I'm gonna show you how to do it basically. So let's say you're in first, right? You're accelerating. What you gotta do, first step, foot off the gas. Next step, clutch in, shift the gear, take your foot off the clutch very slowly, as slow as you can, and go back on the gas. Going slowly on the clutch will make it the smoothest shift possible. Okay, so we're driving along in first gear. I'm gonna shift, clutch in, second gear. That's really that easy. Third gear, exact same thing. Remember what I said about the hand positioning. Clutch in, third, easy. Fourth gear, even easier. Now I'm gonna be doing downshifting, and that's a bit harder, not gonna lie. So with upshifting, the easiest upshifts will be in high gears. 5th to 6th is the easiest. Downshifting, exact same thing. 6th to 5th is the easiest, and 2nd to 1st is the hardest. When you're driving around, I wouldn't even practice doing a 2nd to 1st. A, because it's hard, and B, you never need to do this, right? I go really slowly over speed bumps because I'm slammed out, and I can do it in 2nd, trust me. So what I probably want you to practice first is actually a 4th to 3rd. So you're in gear, and what you're gonna do is clutch in 3rd gear, let out the clutch very slowly. The slower you let it out, the smoother the shift will be. Let me show you what that looks like. 4th gear, we wanna shift down to 3rd. Clutch in, 3rd gear, let out slowly. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. 4th gear, clutch in, let out slowly. And now to shift down into 2nd, the best way to do it, especially from a 3rd to 2nd, is to hold the clutch at the bite point, right? So go in, let it out, bite point, hold it, and now let the clutch out. So the next thing to do is a hill start. Probably one of the hardest things you can do learning manual. First, find yourself a nice, just a gradual little hill like this one is right here, and I'll show you what to do. The first type we gotta learn is the easiest. It's just a simple clutch hill start. Now all this means you have to do is probably just let a little bit more gas and hopefully let out the clutch a bit faster, but still hold it at that bite point. You have to hold it at that bite point. It'll be fine to roll back a little bit. You just have to make sure you hold it at the bite point, otherwise you'll stall. So I'm rolling backwards. I'm rolling backwards at bite point, and now we're moving forwards. So here's another view of that, right? I'm doing it very slowly. You'll learn to do it faster, okay? Trust me. So foot on the clutch, I'm off the brake. I'm rolling backwards. It's fine, okay? Go add a bit more gas. Go let out to the bite point. I'm at the bite point, and now we're moving forward. I'm still on the clutch. Now I'm letting off the clutch, and now you're just driving like normal. That's a simple clutch hill start. Next one is for big hills, and up here we've got a very big hill, and yeah, this will require some practice, and give yourself a lot of time for this, right? Because it's scary. So let me show you the hill. This, okay, trust me, look at that wall, right? Trust me, in person it is a lot steeper than it looks. That's one hell of a hill, and it's, yeah. So you can do it on any hill. Trust me, just practice and you'll be fine. Let's go. What you gotta do is just like normal, right? Clutch in, add a bit of gas. Take the clutch out until you'll see that the bonnet will start to move down. When you see that, let go of the handbrake, have the handbrake off, and just add a bit more gas, and you'll start going forwards, okay? So let's see what that looks like. First gear, clutch in, add gas. Now look at the bonnet. See the bonnet? There we go. Easier. That's very easy. We'll do another one. First gear, handbrake on. Accelerator, letting off the clutch. Bonnet's moving, handbrake off. That was close to a stall. Okay, so I'll do it again. I'll tell you when the bonnet's moving. Bonnet's moving. You just gotta practice it. Trust me, it is hard. It's just practice. Practice will make perfect. You'll get the hang of it. And that's a very handy skill to learn, because you'll need it a lot. Next part will be, I'm going to teach you how to drive smoother. This is very important. First, we're going to learn how to shift up gears smoother, right? So, step one would just be to let out the clutch slower. The slower you let out the clutch, the smoother the shift will be. But there is also a good trick. So, let me sort of explain this, right? If we're in third gear and we need to shift to fourth gear, right? let's say we're doing 3,500 RPMs in third gear. And obviously when you push in the clutch, the RPMs are got to fall. So then when you shift into fourth, let's say then the RPMs will be at 2.5. So what you want to do is 3,500 RPM, clutch in and shift, let out the clutch when the RPMs are got to be at 2,500 RPM. Because then the RPMs when your clutch are in match the RPMs that you'll be in fourth gear, and it'll be seamlessly smooth. You can shift gears faster, let out the clutch faster, still do it slow. This doesn't really work in the first 3 gears, you know, in the later gears it does, but yeah. I'll probably turn around up there. So I'll shift into second, and all I'm going to do for this one is just slowly out of the clutch, very smooth. Next we'll go into third, slowly out of the clutch. And fourth gear, this is where we're going to do the trick, okay? Watch this. Do you see how quick that was? Let's do it again. Watch this, right? So smooth, and I felt nothing at all. Fifth gear, even easier. See that? And now we're going to need to learn how to shift down gears faster. This is the hard part. Okay, so the easiest way is just to lay out the clutch as slow as you can. I would do that for as long as you can. And someday, we're going to learn rev matching, okay? So, I would start by practicing, you know, in fourth to third is probably the easiest gear. So you're in fourth gear, you'll go shift it, blip the throttle a little bit, and then let off the clutch, hold it at the bite point and let off. You'll be able to let off the clutch a lot faster, still hold it at the bite point for just a little bit. The only thing that's different is as you shift, blip the throttle. That's it. Let me show you what that looks like. Wait for those guys to go. Oh yeah. Fourth gear, I'm going to show you what to do, okay? Clutch in, blip the throttle, and hold at the bite point. That's it. Even to second. So going clutch in, blip, and let it out. You should be able to see my... Watch this knee and you'll see, right? Blip. That's it. The last thing I teach you is the fun part, which is banging gears. I'm not actually going to show you. As you can see, I'm a human DSG. The thing with banging gears is don't start out going faster than you can. And all that I do when I'm doing it, right, it's just like normally shifting up gears, you just do it fast, right? So I'll be in first, foot's flat to the gas. What I'm going to do is clutch out and off the gas at the same time. And as I'm doing that, into second gear and back on the accelerator and off the clutch. So if you look at my feet, this is what it's got to look like. Flooring it, that's what it's got to look like. And up here, it's just got to be, and then, boah, right? Don't start off that fast because you got to end up going, instead of from second to third, you got to be going second to first, and then your valves will kiss your pistons, and it'll be expensive. And so yeah. If you want to get used to just banging gears and you're a bit scared about doing all that, I would honestly just flat foot shift it. Now, all that means is that when you shift, you're just keeping your foot on the accelerator, you're just going that. But obviously not that fast, probably just more like that, okay? So, because there's less to do and you can focus more on making sure you get it in the right gear, okay? Now, no, it's not ideal for your clutch. I definitely don't get used to it. Don't do it all the time. Mazda did actually tell all the journalists at the time to flat foot shift it, so it's kind of built for it. But yeah, I'd get used to that so you're comfortable with slamming the shift around fast, you're comfortable with what gear you're putting it in, and then after that just learn about taking your foot off the gas in between, because the thing is, it doesn't really change how fast you do it, it just changes how much you need to do in that time, right? So I can probably shift gears just as fast if I'm taking my foot off the gas as if I'm flat foot shifting, because the slowest thing you can do is the clutch. The faster you're on the clutch, the faster the shift is. It doesn't matter if you're taking your foot off the gas or not, right? You just have to be in the mental space so you can take your foot off and on the gas as fast as you can do the clutch. That's it. And now, if you pay attention to those things I've taught you, you'll be able to learn to drive manual in your Mazdaspeed 3. The big takeaways I'm going to give you are, when you're getting out on a start, you want to be, instead of just taking out the clutch all the way, you'll take it out to the bite point, hold it there, wait for the RPMs to naturally increase, then let it out. That is the golden ticket. That's what I was struggling with. That is the most important thing in this whole video. If you take away anything, take away that. The second thing I would take away is if you're downshifting, just let out the clutch as slow as you can, right? Just anything you're doing, if you're shifting up, if you're shifting down, just letting out the clutch as slow as you can will give you the smoothest shift possible, the best shift possible, and yeah. If you've learnt manual, or if you have any tips for anyone else learning, drop them in the comments down below so you guys can go read through them, and that's sort of the video. If you did enjoy, hit the like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. End.